Facing one of the John service and for all our men serving around this country. We pray for God's blessing upon them. Now let's go! Southeast Master Racing in 2022! Well, Michael Owen's still 18. He is going to be going in a beautiful Camaro when we take it over Superstar.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here at Silver Dollar Motorsports Park, and Super Stock round number 1. Looks like that Tyler York apparently going red, with Michael Oden picking up his first win, I think, in Southeast Gasser Super Stock competition.
He's going to take on Dean Hall out of Inman, South Carolina. In that fair lane, that Ford fair lane, he calls the sledge. We'll take a moment to be down. Unfortunately, one fair down and another malfunction here on, this is the tree.
All right, I'm not sure exactly what's going on. The next pairing of Super Stock was Rick Varner and Dean Hall, but they've backed them up. Red lights are flashing. Something going on the racetrack, apparently. So just hang with us, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sure we'll be back underway in just a few minutes. I don't always know exactly what's going on from the broadcast studio that we have, because I'm not part of the tower, and I'm late to get information down here. So I'm just trying to parlay to you what I see and eventually what I hear. But we should be back under green start here in just a few minutes. Thanks.
We've had good luck. People don't, they don't wreck it or anything. It's not like a flop house type. Like, it's a nice little house, so, it tends to, people then kind of expect it a little bit more than, if it was just some shack, cabin by the lake. Yeah, see, we've never had anything even remotely like that. I mean, the worst that we've had is like someone broke a glass or something, Yeah, that would piss me off. Yeah. When they said they had like a weird timing malfunction. I didn't hear. Was that a false red light? So did someone red light this first run? I guess. The first run.
Tires. Very sure everything turned out the way it should out there. Remind you of our next race coming up, Shady Side Dragway, on April the 9th. That's going to be round number 2 here of our 2022 season. It'll be at Shady Side Dragway up in Shelby, North Carolina. And that once again will be April the 8th and 9th. You'll see a larger spattering of race cars as that is much closer to our home base and where we schedule. You will always see our Shady Side.
I thought maybe they would have put up this Vegas people thought they'd come and watch the deal, and today was going to I figured today was going to be like because people weren't planning on coming here. No, but I'm just,
Got some questions. Hello again, this is Mitch Stott. Got some questions on our chat line here. Somebody asking about what come of the cars that wrecked yesterday, Barry Lynn and Rick Varner in the A-Gas category. Barry Lynn was able to get his car back up to the starting line for the final round of qualifying, which allowed him to acquire those 5 additional qualifying points. However, he wasn't able to make a run down the racetrack. Now, Rick Varner went ahead and trailered his car. The damage, it was pretty severe. And so he will certainly not be back in A-Gas today, and I do not expect to see Barry Lynn in A-Gas today. So those two cars are most likely sidelined. So anyway, that was just a question we had on the chat, and just wanted to make sure that everybody hears what did happen to those two guys. They're both okay physically, no problems. Mentally, they're probably a little upset, but hey, they'll get over that.
By a truck who lost a trailer
So I'm
tire.
assuming no
And
one
that trailer tire came across the interstate and went through his windshield, killing him, unfortunately. And what Johnny has done, and his team, they have revolutionized
messed up both
this.
cars
You
pretty
can put
good.
this HUD sticker on your trailer tires. Every axle that you have on your trailer, if you have a breakage, it'll help save the HUD assembly and keep that intact. Just keep it there any type of situation that you may on the interstate. And when you do that, you can also save people's lives. So go by and see Johnny Powell. He's right behind the tower as well. And they're set up there in a little red Dodge Journey. Talk to his crew. Relatively inexpensive. I think it's $35-40 per hub. It can save people's lives. And I dare say anybody would pay $40 to help save someone's life, because it could be your own life that is saved by someone else picking up this product. Also want to talk about most of the transmissions you see out here today, these top load transmissions, most of them are looking at G4 transmissions is a absolute easy transmission. It will represent the high inside the car, putting on there and straight the line. The road is supposed to serve is second one. You can always property or any of
Ladies and gentlemen, just wanted to let you know that we was getting some information down here on reverberation, and I think we've got that resolved for right at the moment. Super stock between Tyler York and Michael Oden, I believe, is going to be rerun because that's when they discovered that there was an issue with a tree, and that's why the next pair was backed off, and that they're working to get that resolved as quick as possible. So bear with us. Thank you very much. Test, 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 test.
Go up here.
All right.
All right, let's go over
That
here.
one.
Now,
Test, 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 test.
Okay, I got it right here. We'll mute it right here for them.
That's the camera.
Yes, sir. That is the camera.
So as long as y'all are both muted, it should be.
biggest fans of all of your career and what you're doing now?
Well, I was a firefighter for over 30 years, AMT. Finally retired in 2013. I delivered big truck parts for TNT parts out of
Just do it right there where Rocky's at.
That's 5 days a week. It keeps me pretty busy there. And while I'm doing that, Dean works on the car for me during the week. I really appreciate Dean Harris for doing that. Other than that, I like to go racing and maybe do some hunting.
I know you like to do that hunt because I know you married a few of those 270s and a few deer before.
Yes, sir.
Well, good luck to you today, Dean. Your car continues to look better as you continue to work on it at your pace.
Thank you. We just good look all the competitors here today in the cruise. And thank all the fans for being here, all our sponsors.
Well, we thank you for being here today in this car, this sledgehammer, this beautiful Fairlane GT. And we're going to go over and get a word with your competitor here in the first round. And that is Mr. Rick Warner. He's getting his directions from his daughter, Savannah. And I know one of them. So, Savannah, did you get him all tuned up on what he needs to do?
Yeah, I did.
Did you tell him that left foot sometimes?
Well, I'm going to leave that alone with the big small block. I know a little bit about what you're saying, but what a beautiful race car. Tell us where you found this race car and we're going to hear through the hand. We found this thing in Pennsylvania, and I traded this thing for it. Drove it out of the country. I know you got plenty of them this thing. We got the disc cage, but I didn't have it for that. I'm not a fan. I don't really like American stuff. But you get that for to take advantage. We jump out. I'll give it a shot. The safety too far forward. I got short hands for it. Get right the steering wheel. I know what you're talking about too. And I would. I don't have. We are happy. We're glad you are, and we wish y'all kind of luck today. Rick Varner, Annapolis, North Carolina, they call him the Dirt Man, and they call him that for one reason, because he's ready to get down and dirty when he rolls through that water box. Another one of our super stock competitors here, Bobby Frizzell out of Iowa, South Carolina. Bobby, let's talk about 2022. I know you've had a lot of bumps in the road and a lot of learning curves, and have you been able to put those into use now in 2022, and what you looking like on this year?
Yeah, I think we learned a bunch of stuff the hard way. So we took the car over the winter and pretty much threw everything away. We kept the body, we started over with new suspension, everything. We're waiting on our new motor to be ready, but we should be able to at least be productive this year and make some headway. We've got a new sponsor, Dragon Racing Fuels, that'll make it possible for us to make a full season this year. So hopefully better things will come this year.
It is a huge type of situation when you talk about being able to just make it physically to each race. I mean, because we travel a lot here, going to Ohio and Indiana as we do. So tell us how that sponsorship came about, and who is the pushing boys behind him?
Well, we had planned to make the full season this year, and with the cost of fuel rising and everything, we pretty much kind of said it probably may not happen now. A friend of mine reached out to me, he lives in the Michigan area, told me about a fuel company and asked me to reach out to him and be the owner of it. So I gave him a call, didn't hear anything from him for a few days. He actually called me as I was loading the car up to come to this race. And we talked about it on the phone, and he wanted to be part of this deal. So he told us he would help us with our race fuel for the season. So that takes a big load off of us for the season. So it'll make it possible for us to make all the races now and be more competitive. So the rest is up to the nut behind the wheel now.
Well, now, did he want his name announced that we give him credit, or is he just looking for credit for his business?
His name is John Smoltz, and he runs Dragon Racing Fuel.
I know John Smoltz, he picked for the Braves.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same guy, though. But to do us through the season, and I told him that he'd be on the car starting the second race. I'm already traveling down the road for this race, but he'll be on the car starting at Shadyside, and we'll have some stuff out there for him as well.
Well, that's cool to hear, Bobby. Congratulations on this one, buddy. I know that's something you're looking forward to, and looking forward to trying to bridge that gap and get you in the top 10 points.
Yes, sir. That's what we're hoping for this year, top 10. There's a lot of fast guys coming, so we'll be tickled to death with top 10 this year. So we're not asking for the moon and stars, just a good competitive year.
That's Bobby Frizzell. He's going to be up here in just a few minutes, the driver of the Legacy. And we got another competitor visiting down here. Unfortunately, he's not going to be competing today. But she was talking to the man that you guys got together a little bit yesterday.
Well, we're all thankful for that, and thankful for the good driving that you did. You're not, unfortunately, you've done a lot with that Chevrolet. You've had it on the spot of 18, and now you've had this. That's two of the bigger races I can remember in Southeast Gas. Well, they've done several, but I want to say two. Well, and you doing that, the basic actions you did take, very probably, that helped keep him breaking some bones. Yeah, I'm hoping that they'll get his car fixed. I hope mine will be fixed, and I don't hope I think I can help him back for the next race. I don't know which one they're going to give. The tail end car rules pretty bad, but that's not the most important part of the car. Well, most people I know he probably got to a bridge in 65 to go to the west, and out there where we can. Well, I do, but most of my days on the front, so to the white part, that's all easy to get stuff on the front. Well, I'm glad everything's good. I'm sorry about it. Competing today, Marianne, you have been a star in the Southeast Gas for competing since the beginning. I can remember, and we're glad that you're going to be able to compete again another day. Well, late yesterday, Danny and Blue was able to help get the car back where I can come back and get my other 5 points. So I at least got to pull it to the line and break the beam, and I got my other 5 points. We're glad for that. Well, we are too, and we know those points add, and it all comes It's like a Bonnie and Clyde car that's been shot up. You had a ton of work with it.
Yeah, it was a yard when I decided to make a race car out of it. It was rough, it didn't turn out good.
Well, I know you got some sponsors that come on board that really help your program and really disrespect it, really, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, Robbie Bird, Daniels, Appleton, John Goss has been doing my motors now for 2 years.
Got a lot of people on the car now, and I know Billy Ison, you can't let you talk to her about him.
Oh no, Billy, it's essentially me getting on the track, and took me wanting to go every time. I couldn't live without it.
Well, you've had big changes, you got big changes to come. Let me congratulate you on your engagement to Katie Jackson. I know that's something big coming up for you.
Yeah, we're gonna get married at the end of the year. I guess she'll be stuck racing for a little while.
Well, I think she's going to be happy with it. Every time I see her back in the car, she's got a serious look on her face with a smile inside her heart, and she loves it.
Yeah, she said to have a good time. But yeah,
Well, good luck to you today. We're going to try to keep it off that wall. You don't have the car, but you do a great job with it. Our 2021 World Champ gave you a bird. So, let's bring up somebody else here. My man right here, he goes, same car job I go to. Mr. Ernest Smith. Ernest Smith, I put a Facebook post up. Oh my gosh. Right when I started this out of the edge. That was one of the first wins you used to drive for Mr. Clayton. And 2016. So you're on a good route, but this week you didn't tell me. You didn't say, oh, I'm done. I hear that all the time. And I said, well, whatever. Man, you really got a car really done. And it looks like it's handling well.
you know, we've been out there this long, and I've been fine. I got to thank all the sponsors who stood with me, but I got to thank 3 people really. Tyler Phillips, one part of the star for me, you know, talking to mother.
I know that. All I need to do is, whoever responded and said we're working on it didn't make no sense. I didn't understand that. Ah, dang. What in God's name are they doing on this thing?
Why don't they get Seth might know.
I'm sure he does.
Well, go up there and tell Wayne to get Seth. I started up in the chair like that, but my ankle's swollen so bad.
Well, yes, you want me to go get you a chair? Do you want me to go get you a chair?
You got one?
Do you have one with you? Is what I'm saying. I'll go get it. Come on. Is the reverberation stream?
It's still there when you hear the college conversation on camera.
Okay, very good. We've got to go get Renee a chair.
So when we down like
Thanks, Ernie. Good luck.
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it.
about 10, 15, 20 seconds, whatever, and then let me know how it sounds.
Okay, I do see you coming in on my meter, coming into our software. Passengers listening in from YouTube.
Okay, good. That's what I want to happen. So let me know as soon as we get a verification of the quality. All right, I'm going to be coming in on Doug's radio. Can y'all hear me in there? I guess not.
Check it. Make sure.
Can y'all hear me on this radio, Austin? Can y'all hear this radio inside? This one. The one I just got on. The battery may be dead on hell, I don't know.
Don't adjust that at all. I can hear that here. That's perfect.
Camera 3.
Perfect.
Okay.
Confirm it all. When you were talking about the radio, I can hear it in the live feed.
Okay, good.
Don't touch it.
All right. Now camera 2 is much better also, right? Camera 2 is much better? Camera 2 is much better?
2 is about 90% better than what it was. There's still a little reverb.
I just need to figure out what it is. So I'm going to look at the settings on this one. Now see, the volume on this one is set high, just like that one down there was. And that was the only change I made on that one down there that changed the reverberation issue, was the record volume.
Okay.
Is your camera turned on? Shouldn't be, you got the door closed. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to lower this volume anyway, Austin. And I'm going to keep talking in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what Doug's and that one down there is now set to.
They still have that.
This one is live?
Yes.
Good. Okay, Austin, I need to know if this camera is still good quality audio.
you off. That's why I didn't. That's why I was waiting on you. That's why I didn't touch
Just
you.
say off.
Yeah, just say off.
That's all you
Off!
gotta do is off. Then you off.
Thank you. What it is, Doug, Doug, Doug. I was secretly hoping that Seth couldn't find a boat. I was secretly hoping Seth couldn't find a boat. Because then he went to the second round. I was secretly hoping he would.
Do what now?
I was secretly hoping Seth wouldn't find a boat.
Well, I hate to win.
Hello, race fans. This is Tommy Hedrick coming to you from Silver Dollar Motorsports Park in Reynolds, Georgia. We do appreciate your patience as our racetrack team staff is working on the tree. There seems to be some electrical issues going on, and that does take some troubleshooting to find out what exactly is the problem. We simply, those kind of issues, electrical issues, you just can't go in there and start replacing stuff. You have to troubleshoot it properly, and so they are working on that. We do apologize for the wait. However, when it is repaired, we do promise the race will start back up again. And so give us some time. We'll give you, hopefully come back with some updates. We've been working on the audio issues and feedback today and see if there's any way we can improve that at the cameras. We think the problem was at the volume setting at each camera. All right, if you could just be continue patience, go maybe go to the refrigerator, get a little snack. Maybe if you're watching from your restaurant or someone else's house, go get you something, order something to eat. We'll be back with you in another, just a couple of minutes with an update.
guys on the show, we're going to race. We're just going to do a flag start, which will be even more like it was in the 60s. It's still going to be elimination, just like it would have been in the 60s. They probably won't be a win light, but we'll have somebody down there watching, and we'll find out if the win light can work or not. So I think it'll probably be more fun this way anyhow, so all I'm going to apologize for is the delay. So we're probably about, if the track's ready to win, it's about 10 or 15 minutes away from going for it. They will be a flag start.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are still hanging with us, thank you so very much. We apologize for the extensive delay that we have faced here today. The racetrack facility has had an issue with the starting line lights, the infrareds, if you will, and they are apparently unable to fix them today on a Sunday with parts or components that they apparently don't have. So the decision has been made now that we're going to run this in true 60s fashion. They'll be started with a flag start, and we will have an official on the finish line calling the winner. So we'll be parlaying this information to you. The racing will be absolutely no different. So, you know, the competition is the same. The car speeds will be the same. And the winners will be proclaimed by means of an official as opposed to an electronic timing device. So, you know, the close ones, it'll just have to be the judgment of the official. So hang with us. It's going to be technically an exciting way to watch drag racing. So trust me, you haven't seen this in a long time, but this is the way it was done in the 60s before the advent of the electronic Christmas tree. So there again, we should be back under action in about 10 minutes. So go ahead and get ready and sit down, and let's finally enjoy a beautiful day of drag racing here in Georgia.
You want a jacket to stay warm?
No, I'm good. You down there and ready, Renee?
Hey, you want me to tell them bring you water and throw it out as they go by?
I'm ready. No, we just started a race. The tree broke on me. But I ain't headed home no time soon. I love you. Did you have fun? Okay. Yeah, if you and Daddy, look, you and Daddy can turn on, you and Daddy turn on the, listen to Mommy. You and Daddy turn on Southeast East Gassers on YouTube, and y'all can watch them. They fixing to do arm drop racing. They ain't fixing to use the tree. We fixing to do some arm drop racing. Where's Daddy? He's driving? Yeah. Okay. I love you. All right. I'll see you sometime tonight, okay? All right. I love you. All right. Bye, baby.
goes to the lanes. We had a few cars that went home, but for the most part, we're going to have a really good show. I think it'll be even a better show myself. To the left lane, you got Lee Hall. Right lane, Rick Warner. Rick Warner was in a crash in his AGAX car yesterday. But he's going to be.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching or hearing me, that means you're probably watching, and you can see that we are finally back underway here at Silver Dollar Motorsports Park in Reynolds, Georgia. Thanks for hanging around and hanging with us. On the starting line now, Rick Varner and Dean Hall. Again, this is going to be a flag start. This is the way that it was done in the 60s. This is the flag, the flag man will, arm will go up, not down. The flag will go up. Up is the way it was done in the 60s. Just like you see right there. An instant hit. Rick Varner clearly taking the win on that one over Dean Hall. Now notice again, ladies and gentlemen, just exactly how All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back just trying to get things back in order here in the broadcast center. Starting line, we've got Bobby Frizzell in the right-hand lane. Bobby Frizzell in the right-hand lane and Don Baskins in the left. The red Chevy 2 and the white against the white Ford Fairlane. Classic Ford versus Chevrolet battle. Bobby Frizzell in the Legacy 63 Ford Galaxy 500. Don Baskins, new racing with us this year. It's his first year of competition. I think he ran one race, maybe the last race at Shadyside with us last year. A very prominent businessman, Don Baskins has a multitude of race cars for all different kind of sanctions, but like most, he has fallen in love with the Southeast Gassers Association. He will be competing in, I believe, 3 classes this year, Superstock being one of them in that gorgeous red Chevy 2. Don Baskins taking the win over Bobby Frizzell, but I got to tell you, but it looked to me like with the start, Bobby was very late on the start, but it looked like he was coming up the tailpipe of Don Baskins. Next pairing in Superstock is going to be Robert Peffley and Todd Oden's son, Michael Oden. Now, again, Michael won the round over Tyler York in the first round. I don't know why they did not rerun that race. Well, I just cannot say, ladies and gentlemen. I assumed they would. I thought I understood they were going to, but apparently not. As Michael Oden is now up here running with Robert Peffley. The 4-speed Stampede. Robert Peffley out of the great state of Indiana, I believe it is. Could be Illinois. I can't keep these boys where they all from straight. Should be a great matchup here, but I got to tell you, Michael Oden has got a major job ahead as he is running against the 2020 Superstock World Champion, Robert Peffley. This being Michael Oden's maybe second or third race at best in competition with the Superstock. He's a young man, about 17 years of age, the son of Todd Oden, Mr. King Kong himself. Good clean start for both cars. Robert Peffley, the veteran, takes the win, no question about it, sending Michael Oden back to the house. No problem, Michael. That's just a learning curve, pal. Use those losses to fuel that fire. Getting a good shot there of the Flower Power 56 Chevrolet driven by Cynthia Phillips' niece, Alexis Phillips. Now then, the stud muffing in the right-hand lane. Car was driven to a championship last year by Larry Floyd and then was sold. I'll have to get the gentleman's name that bought it. I'm sorry, I don't have that in front of me right at the minute. But this is by all means a powerful, strong-running, race-winning, championship-winning car right here in the right lane. So Miss Alexis Phillips, boy, does she ever have her work cut out for her. Now, during qualifying yesterday, she did have the fastest pass of her career, so this could be a good one. We'll see how they both react to the flag start. Watch for the flagman to whirl around and throw the arms. He's waiting to make sure that they are both staged and fully pre-staged and staged. And he went red. The wagon going red. That will be a disqualification for sure. Alexis Phillips should be advancing on to the next round. Just getting confirmation from the tower that will be an advance. Alexis Phillips was considered the winner of that run. So, see, you can red light on a flag start, ladies and gentlemen. No question about it. That guy in the Stud Muffin Chevy 2 wagon definitely leaving before the flag man gave him the signal to do so. Next pair, Diana Casto in the quick draw Ford Falcon up against Hell's Bell. I believe that's about a 50-51 Ford. All right, both cars have got the burnouts complete. They are moving towards the pre-stage bulbs. Good shot of the quick draw Ford Falcon right there. Beautiful Krager mags reflecting that sunlight back towards the cameras. Again, burnouts are complete. Flagman waiting to see that both cars are pre-staged and staged. They are both. Looks like that Diana got the launch. I believe this will definitely be a first-round win for her. No question about it. Diana Casto taking round one win. Todd Oden, Mr. King Kong himself, in the C-Gas category, back where he belongs. That would almost give him the moniker of the king of the C-Gas category in that great big 58 Chevrolet Double X. Hammer down. Now, I tell you what, this ride can put on a show up against Ben Shaw in the 41 Chevrolet pickup truck in the left lane, referred to as the Odd Rod. The reason they call it the Odd Rod, because that's a Chevrolet front end adapted to a Ford cab and bed. Not sure what happened to Todd. Wasn't watching, didn't see the reactions here. But I would have to give that win to Ben Shaw without a question. Not sure what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to get a confirmation on what exactly went down with Ben Shaw and Todd Oden there, but I still do not have the factual, or I guess I'd say the final decision as to did Ben Shaw win that round or did Todd Oden win that round. Customarily, if Todd had went red or if he had stalled on the starting line, meaning Ben Shaw would have won, they would not have given Todd Oden a second flag start, and he likely would not have made a hard pass down the track. So I don't know. As soon as I can get confirmation of that, I will come back and tell you. Right now, on the starting line, Ernie Smith, Paula's Nightmare, in the right lane up against Saturday Night Special. I'm sorry. He did change the name of that thing last year to the Saturday Night Special, up against Zach Buff in the Gold Nugget 57 Chevrolet Nomad. Beautiful ride. I did just get a confirmation that Ben Shaw was declared the winner between he and Todd Oden in that round of C-Gas competition.
Like I say, we apologize once again for, like I said, the back crew's done everything they could. We realized that we had the issue once we started our first round of Superstock this morning, and everything was working fine yesterday. Not really sure what was going on. If we really had an idea what was going on, we would fix it. But they weren't finishing all this stuff, and this is the only thing that we decided to do. Basically a test and tune. All of the drivers are going to be receiving points for staying here, and all this stuff is A-gas. B-gas and all stuff coming down the road for the first round. Got our 2021 A-gas world champion, Mr. J. Roberto, that Southern Flyer coming in. We've got Leslie Horn, the chicken magnet, out of Bowling Springs, South Carolina. Mr. Ron Walden, that 31, Willis, like his father drove, Lamar Walden drove back in the 60s in the gas category. Michael Walters with the Papa's Wild Willis down here. Son of Strict behind Mr. Robbie Walden. That is third generation racer down there. Dan Hogan. All these guys down here. We're going old school. We're going to flag them off and all this stuff. And we're watching very carefully on these guys that are jumping. Comes the 2019 A-Gas World Champion, Mr. Ken Phillips. Once again, I apologize to the spectators for coming outside. This is a single race today to thank for the ones that stuck around. But Mother Nature didn't cooperate yesterday, and the electronic bug got us today. But we will be back next year, keeping money coming out. Everything will be straightened out. This track crew they're still patiently working now, trying to figure out exactly what was going on, because they got events coming up next week and all this stuff, so they got to figure it out. But we just couldn't get it done today. Turned out to be a beautiful day here at Silver Dollar Dragway. Trying to win over the same jumping AFX car coming down. Rocky not be running that. Alan Platt. We're running today because this is what y'all came to see. So thank y'all for hanging around. Thank y'all folks that came.
All right, that's a single run by Michael Martin right there. Apparently he had a bye run Michael Walters, I'm sorry, having a bye run in that beautiful Papa's Wild Willie's 40 Willie's. This is the beginning rounds of B-Gas, or the beginning of B-Gas, round number 1. All right, there you have it. Tennessee Charlie in the right-hand lane in that Mustang. A rematch of qualifying yesterday. Flat-out Falcon in the left. Staging is complete. Tennessee Charlie knocking it out of the park on that round. The grandson of Lamar Walden and the son of Rob Walden and the son of Strychnine. Beautiful, beautiful 61 Impala. Bel Air, I believe that is. 409 engine. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what a finely tuned 409 sounds like. All right, Don Baskins in the orange 55 Chevrolet. I was telling you during his run in Superstock that this man is going to campaign 2 or 3 cars this year. This being one of those in B-Gas competition, Mr. Don Baskins in this gorgeous 55 Chevrolet. Now, this car was purchased from Larry Noel. It was the Crazy Horse, known as the Crazy Horse last year. Don bought this thing and is making it his, no question about it. Don is a professional businessman, successful businessman, and a very successful drag racer. Owns probably, I think that the number is somewhere in the neighborhood of 70, yes, 70 race cars. All of them, I believe, to be race ready. I tell you what, though, the old Southeast Gassers, that heads up, no breakout, mandatory 4-speed, clutch shift, no driver electronics. Gonna take Mr. Baskins. It may take him a little while to get a hold of just exactly how to drive one of these beasts. On the starting line now, heating the hides, Kelvin Cannon in the 33 Willys, 33 Thames, I believe it's referred to as, the loose cannon. Christy Burkett doing the backup duties. Kelvin been with us for a long, long time. He's actually the man that built the two Platt car recreations of Rocky and Alan Platt. Their fathers, Houston and Hubert Platt. Hubert driving the Falcon, the Dixie Twister Falcon, I'm sorry. The Falcon, and then Houston Platt driving the black Chevy 2. Kelvin built those cars. His recreation, done a fine job. This is his personal ride in B gas. Good pass, clean, sounding good.
going to be a single run here for Alan Golden. Alan was many years traveled with the Dixie Pro Stock cars from Pro Mods, and he got involved with the Southeast.
Alan Golden from down in the Florida swamp, known as the Swamp Monster in the frequent flyer Corvette. They did not get to run with us much last year. They just had continuing engine program problems. I mean, blowing engines, not making power. They really fought and struggled with the engine combinations last year, even employing, I think, 1 or 2 different engine builders, and they still just something was going wrong. But I think they've got that behind them now, and the car looked very, very strong in qualifying. Alan Golden being one of the better drivers on the circuit out here, certainly a veteran in Pro Modified and a lot of other classes. He is by all means capable of winning a drag race at any point in time. Give him a perfect race car such as this one, and you got you a deadly combination. Now, they do have under construction, right there at the front of the car, as you can see him. Right there in the front of the car, as you can see him, that's the crew chief, trying to get Alan ready, you know, pumping him up. Pretty clean pass. First pair of A-gas, or the first car going down the track in the A-gas category. Looked pretty straight and clean. I apologize for not being on there, but you just seen those cars going down. Kenneth Phillips taking the win over Rob Walden, and Leslie Horn taking the win over Gabriel Burrell. That completes the A-Gas rounds, round number 1. Now we have AFX, Todd Wimberly in the Southern Comfort. Todd Wimberly and Alan Platt in the Dixie Twister on the other side. I'm sorry, the Georgia Shaker, Lordy mercy. Always get the Platt brothers, Houston and Hubert Platt. Hubert runs the Dixie, the Georgia Shaker, and Houston running the Dixie Twister. This is Alan Platt, Herbert Platt's son, in the right lane, in the Georgia Shaker. Todd Wimberly in the left, Southern Comfort, AFX competition at its best. Todd Wimberly, big advantage, and taking the win. Waiting behind in the wings, Alan Platt's cousin, Rocky Platt, the son of Houston Platt, the Dixie Twister. If you are a Chevrolet aficionado, if you're familiar with this body style, it is that of like a 63 Chevy 2 fastback. Now, General Motors never produced this car as a production counterpart, but they did. This car was originally built for like USAC racing competition, the road course type racing competition. That's what the body style was originally modified for. General Motors had these bodies modified by an outsourced company, and it did not work out in that racing format, in the road course type stuff, and they then adapted it into the AFX in drag racing. So this is an extremely rare piece of General Motors equipment here. I think there was only maybe 5 or 6 of these ever produced. I'm not sure exactly on the number, but I can tell you it is incredibly rare. And this is exactly as Mr. Houston Platt himself, Rocky's father, raced this car in the 60s, big block fuel-injected Chevrolet on methanol. Now, this is the only category in the Southeast Gasoline Association that is allowed to use methanol. And the reason being is because the gasser category, that was the rule. That was where the name came from. Gasoline in the tank. No exotic fuels were allowed. Beautiful start for Rocky Platt. Now then, H-Gas. This is a new category in competition. We've had some H-Gas exhibitions in the years past, but this year it is considered a racing category. H-Gas. John Bish in the little straight 6 Chevrolet powered Spitfire. Triumph Spitfire, I believe that is. And then you have the Beelzebub in the left-hand lane. Volkswagen Flat 4 up against a straight 6. Now in H-Gas, this is a very complicated class as far as for engine room. You can have a flat 4, a straight 6, a flathead V8. There's lots of engine combinations that can be used in H-Gas competition. This is going to be a pretty exciting category, folks, I got to tell you. It may not be the fastest in the world, but there's going to be some really unique engine combinations. John B. in the right lane. John getting left terribly on the starting line, will never make up the difference. The Beelzebub taking the win, the first round win in H-Gas competition. As history books can go to the Beelzebub. going into B-Gas yet again. B-Gas competition. Daniel Haynes in the Patriot. Colby Welch in the Moonbeam. Ranchero wagon. Or Ranchero. Ford Ranchero. Too much to say here. Colby Welch backing up from the burnout. Sister Riley doing the backup duties. Daniel Haynes, the Patriot. Good looking shot of that. This is going to be Ford against Ford. Should be an excellent drag race. These two cars are very, very evenly matched. Colby winning the final race in Shadyside last year for 2021. Daniel Haynes going to the finals of about the 2 or 3 events last year, has yet to capitalize on a final round win, but buddy, he has been there. Beautiful launch for Daniel Haynes. He is out front. Can he hold Colby off? No, he cannot. Colby Welch taking the win. That Welch family, I got to tell you, is tough. Colby, his dad Stacy, Mom Trish, Sister Riley, they bring a very, very serious race car to these races. Look for Colby to probably be, if not a champion this year, he is certainly going to be at the top of the list.
I think our last race of the year, we had 104 cars with 11 cars. Not being hopefully by April the 9th, we are event at Shadyside. We'll have 80 to 90 cars over there. Regardless of the car count, we're going to be there.
Hale Bell doing the burnout. SEGA competition. Back round number 2 for SEGA. Matthew Miller in the Hales Bell 51 Ford, I believe is the year model, going to be taking on Diana Casto in the quick draw Ford Falcon in the right-hand lane. Good shot right there of Matthew in Hales Bell, getting ready to pull forward in the staging. Burnout complete. Inching forward. You can see his crew hand over there giving him information. Diana Casto, if she can get it in gear, come on, Diana, is going to win round number 2. Diana Casto, both cars having trouble. Diana Casto literally coasting through to the win. Not sure what went on there, but man, I was about ready for somebody to get out and start pushing.
Diana Casto and Matthew Miller both coast to the upper end. We'll have to wait and make sure they get off the track on the upper end.
I tell you what, I just kind of getting information from Quayne Stott, the founder of Southeast Gassers Association, that I'm going to say this. It appears as though he has lost total control of the race organization going on here, or the race structure. He's telling me that because of this event, the way we're running it was a flag start and whatnot, no electronics, it is not considered a points race, and it's not a payout race. These guys are simply out here, agreed to stay and race for the benefit of the fans who had bought a ticket, sat through the weather yesterday, and had this gorgeous day out here. No need to waste it. So everybody decided that they would run a flag start, no points, no pay. And with that being said, now, as opposed to the normal race structure, these guys are back in the back here in the staging lanes and in the pit area, basically saying, doing kind of like grudge racing, betting, I bet I can outrun you. If you'll run me, I'll outrun. So this has turned into a free-for-all drag race, so sit back and enjoy it. What you're going to wind up with here is possibly some of the best match pairs that the Southeast Gassers has to offer, and there's going to be serious bragging rights on this, if not money exchange, after the round. This is turning out pretty cool, ladies and gentlemen. This is an absolute first for the Southeast Gassers Association, and you're the benefactor of it, getting to see it happen live right there in your very own living room. There has never been, we've ran races under a flag start before, but they were considered races. We've never had one where we said, okay, racers, just go put on a show for the fans. And my gosh, they've done a pretty good job in the first couple of rounds, Quayne.
Yeah, they have. Obviously, we got some downtime now because, we're coming back up for second round. So we're probably looking at another 15, 20 minutes or so before but you may see cars just come up here at random because a lot of these guys are testing. They're using this as a test session. So it's a possibility that you may see some people coming at random, but it's just like Mitch was explaining, and I'm back in the pits watching these guys betting and carrying on. They're wanting to, since it's not a points meet, and they were already here and wanting to put on a show for the fans, so they're just betting and having a big time. But it's going to be a little out of character for us because it's very unorganized. But we decided to leave it a live feed running anyway, so if you want to sit and watch it, you can, and if you don't, but we thought, hell, since it's going on, we'd let y'all watch it.
Well, it's certainly going on, Quayne. There's no doubt about that, and as I said, this is one of them things, talk about not knowing what's going to happen. There is absolutely, really, technically no structure here today. It's just a kind of like a test and tune.
That's
Run
exactly
you, buddy.
Right. That's exactly right. I just turned it over to them a while ago. I said, I've lost control. Y'all just have fun. And I was coming up here to tell Mitch not to keep the live feed on, but I said, you know what? Y'all may want to watch this. So the few of you that do, hey, hang in there and watch it because this is actually getting to watch a private Southeast Gasser test and tune, which a lot of times the guys don't
want to see that. They don't want that seen.
They don't want their testing seen, so they're here in front of a few spectators. Actually, I was talking to some spectators a while ago, and they're just thrilled to death that we're doing this because rather than going home and shutting the thing down because electronics broke.
Right. We finally got a beautiful day. The conditions for the day are absolutely perfect, and unfortunately the racetrack having issues with the timing equipment, primarily the starting line, as I understand.
It was.
And obviously not having the available parts to fix it on a Sunday, which could be understandable. And so anyway, not wanting to go home, no need to. We're here. Everybody's traveled. The fans are here. And we have all this capability of conducting a drag race in some fashion. May not be a structured one, but we have the ability to conduct this drag race in certainly perfect weather to do it in. So here it is, folks, doing a little track prep.
Daryl Riggs just texted me from up north, and he just texted me and said, yes, we want to watch. So we're going to leave it running, folks. It's free and it's running, and but it's just out of character for us because we're normally organized, and anybody that's seen one of our races know how organized we are. So that's why I just got out of it and let her roll and let them have at it.
Yeah, Quayne, we're getting a tremendous amount of feedback on the chat line here of people, saying thanks for continuing on. And we certainly are. We're going to carry it on out, here. Going to carry it on out, and as long as these guys are out here racing, we're going to put it in your living room or wherever you may be. So just enjoy it, and if you really like it, if you really like our effort, why, heck for, send us a Christmas card. We'll love you too.
The only thing that I see that's going to be a little aggravating for you people watching it is the downtime because, we don't know when the next cars are coming up. They're doing this. They're on their own now. So just leave it running and turn the volume up and go outside and play. And when you hear a noise, run back in and watch it.
Yeah, that's basically just let it play there for a while. We're going to be here another hour or so anyway.
I'd say about an hour. And another thing I'd like to let you know is a lot of the cars did go home when they found out there wasn't going to be no points involved. Like Alexis Phillips, for example, she made the one run and said there was no use beating the car up. And so she's made the one run a while ago, and she's not going to run it anymore. But there's a lot of them that are. So there'll be some more action going on.
All righty, Quayne. Well, that's great. Again, it is an unusual turn of events, but it's drag racing. It's old cars with 4 speeds and high RPM motors going down a drag strip. Agreed. It ain't a winner-take-all kind of day, but it's still very enjoyable for the fans because, again, it is the unknown at this point.
Well, right now, also, you may see some illegal stuff because there's no rules at this point. So you might
Lord,
see
don't say that.
You might see some crazy runs out here. Some of these guys may pull the weight out and go out there and just see what they'll run.
Just to have a bonsai patch.
Exactly right now. There's not a rule in place right now because I'm turning them loose.
Now, on the line right now, we're back to some Superstock competition. Looks to be Bobby Frizzell in the Legacy Galaxy and Michael Oden in that beautifully prepared 67 Camaro that they ran a couple of races with last year but gave it a facelift. Honey's got a new dress on this year, a beautiful silver color, a very nice prep prepared race car. The son of King Kong, Todd Oden, Michael Oden, up here going to do battle with Bobby Frizzell in the Legacy Galaxy.
I just talked to Todd Oden earlier today, and you know he's been racing his whole life, and I've seen more smiles out of him watching this boy.
Oh, absolutely,
race.
absolutely.
It's unbelievable. And I finally told him, I said, Todd, this is what it's all about. You probably don't even hear what that boy does. He said, you're exactly right. I'm here for this boy. He just brought his heart out there to do what. Really great driver. He's got good genes, but that was all for the street. So you'll see here, he'll probably make a great run. A lot of these guys are a little slack start. They've never done it.
Both of them are up here at the stage beans, Quayne. Look like Michael pushing in. I don't know where Bobby's at. Can't see the. They got the flag. Good run for Bobby Frizzell, putting up some competition. Michael Oden pulling it out about half track on.
Numerous hours, I know, to be here and other stuff. Do apologize once again for not being able to get there now like we normally run. We probably enter our third round just about to get down to the finals if things had gone the way we had planned as we got started. Just a little bit later, about quarter for 1 when we got started, and then we realized the problems with everybody in lane. So. This is a little bit of old school hard rock stuff. Appreciate you out there. You got to really get into the hard rock stuff out there. Appreciate our Christmas tree. And I appreciate all you fans that, like I say, you come join us at one of our other events. Check us out on Southeast Gas Facebook page and pick out an event close to you and all this stuff. And you come join us later in the year 2022 at one of our up-and-coming Southeast Gas events.
If you will, ladies and gentlemen, put your eyes back on your screen and we'll talk about the Southeast Gassers 2022 schedule right quick while we've got a minute waiting on some cars to run. As you can see, March the 12th, which is now the 13th, we're here in Reynolds, Georgia. Now, April the 9th, Shelby, North Carolina, Shadyside Dragway. That is theoretically a home track for the Southeast Gassers Association. Will be heavily contested. Somewhere between 90 to 100 plus cars should be at that event in competition. Then we'll go to Mount Olive, Alabama, May the 7th. All right, had to take a little break there for just a second as we was going through the schedule. Sorry about that. We was discussing what else is happening here today and how much longer we're going to continue on with this. At least another 30, 45 minutes, I think we're going to be continuing with some cars. I understand we've got a couple of cars rolling into staging right now, so just sit tight. But anyway, we are June the 4th in Xenia, Ohio. That will be the third time we've been to that track. Beautiful facility up north. If you can make it, come out. June 25th, Mocksville, North Carolina, another very strong racetrack in the south. July the 23rd, Lyons, Indiana. August the 20th, London, Kentucky. September 10th, Sylvania, Georgia. September 24th, Knoxville, Tennessee. October 15th, Orangeburg, South Carolina. Talk about a racetrack with history. Man, oh man, certainly a good deep south racetrack. Competed there myself, Quayne and I did back in the days in the old Quick 8 stuff, old early Pro Mod days. And then we will round it up November the 5th back at Shelby, North Carolina at Shadyside Dragway for the Southeast Gassers World Finals in November the 11th at Shadyside Dragway. So mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't be there in person, be sure and tune in live.
I just seen a question. This is Quayne again on here. Somebody had asked why Alexis's car tends to do wheelies more than the others do. And the answer to that question is her car is an original old gasser. It was built in the 60s and up in Washington State. And we've made very little changes to it. So the engine setback is further than most cars. So her car is still set up to race on old junk tracks like it were back in the 60s. So it's got more rear wheel weight than most of the others, so that tends to cause it to wheelie. And I see we got some cars coming in the staging lanes now, so we're going to let Mitch go back. So, yeah. So that answers the question I think Stacy Gaines had, or no, let's see. Okay, so anyway, that's the answer to that. That car is still set up just like the old 60s gassers were, and it's got a lot of rear wheel weight, so it tends to wheelie. It's actually a curse, but
Ain't nothing we've been saying worth a shit anyway. We've been on mute. I don't know what to do about that. I don't. There needs to be something up there with a flashing motherfucking light. That's what the camera's picking up. These little things right here. Just in the last, when I was talking.
Because I didn't know when I
Camera
answered
2,
that
camera 3.
So I was trying to answer that. Yeah, that's ridiculous. It don't tell you know what's going on.
Well, see, what happens to me most times, I will mute it when we're trying to figure out something, or like when I was trying to figure out what's going on.
I've got in SEGA studio now. Please submit any questions you may have for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Leave it muted, or leave it on, be in here swearing what's going on. So I'm trying to be gun shy of that, and then I forget to turn it back on. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And no matter telling what you just heard coming out of the SEGA and broadcast here, having trouble with my mute button on this microphone, so forgive me. Todd Oden up here.
I was going to say,
King
Mitch,
Kong.
you're supposed to be a preacher, and I heard some stuff that I don't think you ought to say it.
Well, these things that's happened here today make a preacher cuss. So it's
anyway,
all I know to say. And I'm not supposed to be a preacher. Let me correct that. I'm a God-fearing man, and I love Jesus. But no, I'm no preacher. I have to ask forgiveness every single day, if not every. Todd Oden, a good hard launch in that double X. All right, here we go. Todd Oden, a good clean pass in double X, as you've seen earlier. That car, he had trouble leaving a starting line.
Okay, guy was just asking about us doing a podcast, and that is a great idea. It was who was that? Brad. Brad was asking about doing a podcast, and yeah, that's a great idea. The problem we got, our time is so limited, because I'm actually, believe it or not, still trying to make a regular living, working 16-hour days job sometimes, and because the Southeast Gasser deal does not make my living. If I was counting on this, we'd be in big trouble. Matter of fact, I think we figured out a while ago we're about 6,800 in the hole on this race. So it's not something that makes money, but yes, we do enjoy doing that sort of stuff, and I've done several of different podcasts with Monday Morning Racer and people like that. But Mitch and I together doing one would probably be pretty good, and maybe one day we will get a chance to sit down and do that.
And if so, we'll certainly promote that. I had a guy on here asking about why aren't we doing like pit interviews and talking to the driver. Understand, with a live broadcast and you go to a drag strip, it's obviously spread out everywhere, and our cameras have to have connection back to what I call the mothership, our broadcast center, and that is done by either fiber optic cable or coax cable, and in some instances we use wireless transmission. But anytime that wireless transmission has to have line of sight, if anything is in the way, blocking that line of sight between those two modules, those wireless modules, it'll shut down. We won't have that connection. So that's part of the challenge that we have right now in trying to do live broadcast and pit interviews. We are getting set up to where we can do end of run interviews and talk to the drivers after they have won or lost that particular round, but that would be in a fixed location at the end of the racetrack, so we can manage that. But to actually go into the pit area with a live camera and do it, we just don't have that capability. Now, we are working on doing pre-recorded interviews and then being able to show them on the live broadcast. So keep the questions coming. We're just answering them to you the best that we can.
I had someone mention a while ago about how these cars are running so fast if it's 60s technology. The one thing that we can't control, and that's racetrack conditions. And we have done some tests. Look back, no matter of fact, Gene Cromer's Willis that we ran a few years ago was built 100% from parts that he had left over from the 60s. The only difference was we did add a full roll cage, which added weight to it. And that car ran almost a second faster than it did in the 60s, and that was contributed to the better racetrack conditions and the better tires. You can't buy the old tires like they had anymore, and if you did, it wouldn't be safe at this point.
You can't, Wayne, and you made a comment here a while back that you cannot remove knowledge.
Right, you can't take knowledge away.
And,
you can take away the
parts. Have gotten smarter over the years, regardless.
People are so much smarter now, and I'm not saying they're smarter than the guys who were in the 60s. The technology has just come along, so they're in their mind now. They know how to tune an engine better than a racer would in the 60s because so they can't. I can't take that out of their head.
No,
so they've taken those same parts that, let's just say a 283 engine was made 500 horsepower back in the day. Well, it makes 600 now, and it's simply because of the carburetor jets. And a lot of times it might be because they had it on a dyno with an air-to-fuel ratio sensor on it that helped them tune it. But I can't control what they do at home. I can only control what they use at the racetrack.
Absolutely.
Well, they bring that technology to the racetrack in their mind.
But things like cam technology has changed.
Yeah, cam technology
has changed. It's still a cam. It fits in a 283.
That's right.
And that cam is still working with a 23-degree valve head on that 283.
Exactly.
All of these things that you have, obviously maintained in the rule book to keep it authentic and original, but there is some forms of that technology that we cannot prevent. But the biggest key is, without question, the ability to apply the power that they have, as in tracks and tires.
Tracks, right, yeah.
And we can't make them run on old M&H slicks from 1965.
No,
they would be no good.
Out. Yeah, and the small tire is really keeping the performance down. We're making them run on a 10-inch tire, so that's keeping a true 10-inch, not like the 10-inch. They call it 10-inch tire, these outlaw deals, and it's like a 13-wide tire, but we keep, I think our rule book's like 11.5, but 90% of the time it's a 10. It winds up being about a 10.5-inch tire. But it's just the technology that we can't take away. We can't take it out of their head.
I tell you, this day seems as though it's never going to end. We think the mic is on, it's off. We think it's off, it's on. Anyway, Quayne has just been sitting here going through a whole explanation of things, and his mic was off. So, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody can shoot us through this computer, go ahead and put us out of our miseries. It would be appreciated. Honestly, it would. This has been a stressful weekend. I was going to say a day, but, man, it's been a weekend. So, anyhow, you're getting the raw foolishness of us here, I guess, is about all I can say. The raw idiocy maybe would be the better word to use.
They're getting to see how stupid we really are.
There was a lady there saying, that they're an adult bunch and we don't have to worry about watching our mouths. Well, I normally do not talk that way, ladies and gentlemen. I try to be respectful and not only to those listening to me, but to the Lord above. But anyway, I have let myself kind of get out of control here today, and I apologize for that. I really do.
Had Ed that asked what the problem is now. I think the racing's pretty much done. There may be a few more that's coming down to test. I do see a few sitting in staging lanes. So it's if you're just tuning in, we had issues with the electrical track. The tree quit working, so we've been dropping arm drop, and that we're displaying today, and it's free, so don't be mad at us. We ain't charging nothing for it, so if you want to watch it, watch it. Somebody had asked a question about us finding a 67 or earlier car that you can afford to buy, then sink another 80 grand into it. I don't know who's told you it cost 80 grand to build one of these things, but it don't, unless you have to hire everything done. For example, Dean Jonas, his little orange Chevy 2 that runs in A gas, is very competitive, and he's got less than $30,000 in it when it was finished a year ago. Now, keep in mind that same car by somebody that don't even know how to change a flat is going to have about $150,000 in it. So the cost of building one of these cars, it's all your skill level. If you're a carpenter and you don't know nothing about building a race car, yeah, you're going to spend $150,000. But if you're a car guy, most car guys can do this and be somewhat competitive for around $30,000-$40,000 complete. Bodies, I've seen bodies go for anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 unless you want a 41 Willis, and then of course you'll pay a bunch. But we allow the fiberglass bodies in the 41 Willises to keep. So anyway, that answers your question. And I had a guy ask about H-gas a while ago, and I jabbered on. My mic was on mute, so I didn't know it, but the H-gas class, we are getting the rules out. We've revised them, and a lot of things we're doing is we're taking the Volkswagen had a big advantage in that class, so nobody was building anything. So we've made some big changes, and one of the changes we made is we took a whole pound off of the 6-cylinder. The inline 6 now will go in at 10 pounds per cubic inch, where the Volkswagen has to weigh 11. The flathead Ford, for example, we got it down to 9 pounds. We've took 2 pounds per cubic inch off the flathead Ford to draw in more versatile stuff. So I think by this time next year, H-gas is going to get real exciting. On the starting line right now, we got Matthew Miller fixing to make a pass against Deanna Casto again. So we've got some real grudge going on here.
We absolutely do, Quayne. And again, Diana getting the better of the launch, but still having transmission issues apparently. And the Hell's Bell taking the wind back away from her. Just a back and forth. Again, ladies and gentlemen, as Quayne was saying, viewers at home, not sure how much longer we're going to go on here. Obviously, everyone has traveled. Some have traveled many miles, hundreds and more, to this event. And we will be. Everybody's got a job to do Monday, so we're probably going to be cleaning things up here in the next short time, maybe 15 minutes or so. I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone out there that has stuck with us all day long while we've been through these issues. Go ahead, Tommy Hedrick here that runs the switching board for us here, and is the one that decides which camera you're looking at home from the multiple cameras that we use. He's going to read some of the comments that people are posting on here and or questions. Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, I see here from Brad. Do you think that the square tube chassis is necessary to be competitive now, or could a unibody style Chevy 2 with a cage hang with the big dogs?
Well, in super stock, that's the way they are, Tommy. You know, there is no square tube in super stock. But when you start in C gas, and certainly B and A square tube chassis is going to be, I'm not going to say mandatory, but it's certainly going to be required in a unibody car to be able to apply the power and to keep from just ripping the floorboards out of it, basically.
Another one that Jason Carlton asked, where are the bugs, the backup girls?
Well, that's a good question, no doubt about it. I'm kind of wondering that myself. You know, this place is not the same without the backup girls, but a few of them are here. It just understand that we have a very limited number of racers, and most of these backup girls travel with a racer, wives, girlfriends, sisters of the sort. So that's what's happening, plus the fact you factor in that yesterday it was absolutely freezing cold. So we didn't really get the chance to see our backup girls dressed in their normal 60s, you know, attire and looking the part.
Another one here from Drew T-Dog. Are cow tracks allowed in any of the classes?
No, they are not allowed in any of the classes. A question on the cow tracks. It's just not something that's allowed.
Okay, one moment here.
The cow tracks they actually were out in the early 60s, but it was a quite different design than what the cow track is now. We allow ladder bar. We don't allow 4-link. You can run a slapper bar. It's like an old slapper bar, like the Lakewood slapper bar, but no cow tracks. But you can use a ladder bar, an old style ladder bar, and that's what most of these cars have, a real long 40 to 60 inch ladder bar under them. Now super stock's not allowed anything except a traction bar, like a old style Lakewood, but they have to carry an extra 100 pounds if they have that. So most of the super stock cars you see have nothing but a stock suspension.
Hey, we did look at Brad's question earlier. I think one of the guys was asking, hey Quayne, check out Brad's question above the unibody. Sounds interesting, and we did actually Mitch address that issue earlier. I'm not sure if you heard his response or not. It's another thing I like to say that we're. He says, could you run the 212 cubic inch V8 in H-gas?
Not if it's a V8. It has to be a 4-cylinder, flat 4, or 6-cylinder. And I don't know if Tommy, I didn't read the question. I heard what Tommy was just saying, but if it's a V8, now we do allow the flathead V8, but not the not a conventional V8. And I don't know if Tommy finished that on the tying chassis together. We do allow the super stock cars to tie the chassis together if it's a unibody.
Several different tabs in about 30 minutes as well. So if you guys want to make another pass building a car or get something to eat on the road, anything like that, you guys got 30 minutes. Andy, no comment, Andy Presley, on that juice. The other one, let's see here.
I'll take the juice, Andy. This is Quayne.
I haven't heard PJ juice since high school, so I'll leave it at that.
We used to make PJ in the bathtub.
Yeah, I remember that.
They'd have so much of it, it'd be a big party and just pour it in the bathtub. And, you know, we figured alcohol would kill any germs.
Yeah. And probably the last time the bathtub got clean.
Probably was, yeah.
Okay. So look, Dennis Spoon, is every race going to be broadcast live on YouTube this season? Dennis, that is an absolute yes. Consider that we don't have a weekend like this one. I will tell you, this is going to be free for the common user. We are building, we're keeping analytics on the number of people that tune in today, and of course, we're also going to look at hopefully that improves after the Shadyside race. We'll take that information. Of course, there's plenty of smart businessmen here that can say, hey, listen, to our existing sponsors and new sponsors, we would like to know if you'd like to and you can see right there, you can sun it in the bottom left hand corner. Stepped out for a while, but continue to look. Going to continue. I'm not muted. Jason, Dwayne is muted. Let me just see if we can figure it out. He stepped out for a minute. How many? See, I can't. I really. I went to school with Ernie Smith, little factoid. The Saturday Night Special, Ernie and I went to the same high school. He's 2 years older than I am, but I graduated with Ernie's wife, Paula, and it's just a great, both of them are great, love them to death. And there's a lot of people in the Spartanburg County, South Carolina area that are in gassers racing. For example, Josh and Pruitt, and of course his wife Gabby. Watched Gabby grow up as a young lady at church. Her mama and daddy raised both their girls in Spartanburg County churches, and met Josh through school at Chapman High School. So I know a lot of people from Chapman, Ibn area. Dean Hall, used to work with Dean during high school years. My first job. Ernie Smith, Paula Smith, Samantha Billings spoke. If anybody knows Samantha Billings from the Bowling Springs area, she's now Samantha Billings spoke. She's also an official here with Gassers. As far as racers, you've got Jerry Burke, one of my favorite ones, Freebird. One in Spartanburg County I love is the Patriot with Daniel and his wonderful wife Mary Beth. We talk about all the time about being a family-oriented event. Just sitting back and watching them lead by example, you can see that Daniel and Mary Beth basically just a very positive, loving family. The children are very good. I didn't know that. Been talking the whole time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. Again, thank you so much for tuning in with us. Please catch up with us at the Shady Side event coming up here in about 5 weeks. It's been real, it's been fun, but as they say, it ain't been real fun. So we're just going to have to leave it at that and hope that this is one of the races that is behind us now and never rears its ugly head again. Thanks once again, one and all, Mitch Stott, Tommy Hedrick. We're all signing off. God bless and have a beautiful day. Thank you.
You can come on down now, so it'll be now or never. You guys got 5 minutes before we close the station. Concession stand is still open for another maybe 15 minutes or so. So if you guys want to grab a light before you get on the road, be sure to stop by there. Also, want to thank everybody for coming out. Hope you guys enjoy the show and be safe on your way home.